The tools required to install your K&N 69-2526 are a ratchet, an extension, a socket set, a flat blade screwdriver, a 5/8 wrench, a 10mm wrench, and a pair of pliers. To begin installation on your K&N 69-2526, turn off the ignition and disconnect the negative battery cable. Lift up the engine cover and loosen it from the mounts, and then remove the cover from the vehicle. Release the red locking tab, and then disconnect the inlet air temperature sensor electrical connection. Loosen the hose clamp that secures the intake tube to the throttle body, and pull the intake tube off of the throttle body. Disconnect the crankcase vent hose from the valve cover port. On SRT8 6.1 liter vehicles, disconnect the crankcase vent hose from the airbox. Loosen and remove the airbox mounting nut. Lift and remove the complete intake assembly from the vehicle. Install the twist bracket onto the core support using the provided hardware through the existing hole. Install the L bracket onto the heat shield with the provided hardware through the non-slotted hole in the bracket. Next, install the 2 pieces of edge trim onto the heat shield. Be sure to leave a gap at the bracket mounting locations. Install the heat shield assembly into the vehicle and secure to the bracket installed in Step 9. Then secure the L bracket with the factory bolt removed in Step 6 to the airbox mounting location. Using the provided spacer and hardware, install the tube mounting bracket onto the engine. The spacer should be placed between the bracket and engine. Install the silicone hose onto the throttle body and secure with the provided hose clamp. Remove the inlet air temperature sensor from the stock intake hose. Be careful when handling the inlet temperature sensor, as it is very fragile. Install the provided grommet into the K&N intake tube. Next, install the inlet air temperature sensor into the grommet installed in the previous step. Install the appropriate 1/4 NPT fitting into the K&N intake tube. The 90-degree fitting is for the 6.1 liter engine, while the straight fitting is for the 5.7 liter engine size. Install the K&N tube into the silicone hose at the throttle body and align it with the heat shield and mounting bracket. Secure the intake tube with the hose clamp and hardware provided. Install the provided crankcase vent hose onto the vent port on the valve cover, and then connect the open end of the fitting installed into the K&N intake tube. Some trimming of the crankcase vent hose may be necessary. Connect the provided inlet air temperature sensor harness extension to the factory harness. Run it under the throttle body and then connect to the inlet air temperature sensor. Then secure it using a cable tie. Install the provided air filter adapter into the K&N filter and secure with the provided hose clamp. Next, install the provided silicone hose onto the filter adapter and secure it with the provided hose clamp. Install the filter assembly onto the K&N intake tube and secure it with the provided hose clamp. Reinstall the engine cover. Reconnect the vehicle's negative battery cable. Double check to make sure everything is tight and properly positioned before starting the vehicle. After 100 miles of driving, check the nuts and bolts and retighten if necessary.